Since the outbreak of the Syrian war in 2011, Camp Domiz in northern Iraq has become home to nearly 40,000 Syrian Kurdish refugees. Unlike other camps, people here turn their tents into houses and set up businesses and markets, and they have thrived. 65-year-old Abdurrahman Shaheen came from al-Hasaka province in eastern Syria. He recalls how the deposed Assad regime persecuted Kurds there. He says they lived as refugees in their home country, and Syria's new leaders need to ensure that's changed.
We call on the new administration in Syria to look into our case. Our sons have moved to Europe because they lost hope that Syria would ever change under Assad. We are hopeful that the new authorities will deal with all Syrian ethnicities equally.
According to the UN's refugee agency, approximately 295,000 Syrian refugees are living in Iraq, many of them in camps. Refugees here say this region is stable, while back home there are security threats and a lack of services. And they'd prefer to stay here until that changes. With the first Syrian national dialogue being held in Damascus, Syria's new administration has rejected all forms of discrimination based on race, religion, or sect. 13-year-old Liliana sees this camp along with her family, her school, friends and neighbors as her world. For her, Syria is a tale of atrocities.
After Syria was liberated, I heard of torture in Saidnaya prison. That's what I hear about Syria from my parents. I don't know much else about Syria, but despite that, I'm curious to see it because my parents want to return home.
Those living in this camp have residency permits, but they limit their ability to move outside the semi-autonomous Kurdish region. Some refugees are wary of returning to Syria because the Kurdish Syrian Democratic Forces, or SDF, is hesitant to surrender its arms. 13 years on, the camp has become a homeland for a generation who've been born and grown up in exile. Yet many of their parents and older relatives are unable to escape a sense of alienation here. And they hope the new Syrian administration will deliver on its promises so they can return to the land of their birth. Mahmoud Abdelwahed, Al Jazeera, Duhok, northern Iraq.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.